So it's kind of a windy day here in Indianapolis. As you can see, I'm outside by the pool right now in the city. Isn't that such a fucking amazing view? And that was actually my dream building about 5 years ago when I started my coaching business. I had the dream to live in that building. And so covering the audio right now for wind, so hopefully it's not too bad. The quality of this video is going to be incredible though. So where I'm going with this is that I had a vision of moving to this building, and I just had my friends over literally last night and had an amazing time together. It was fucking awesome. And they were just like, dude, like, we're so impressed, like, how you kind of built this from nothing. And we were kind of talking about it. And we brought up a story from my past about just some characters from my past before club promoting and kind of during club promoting. Actually, there was a guy that I knew where I just got into club promoting, and he said that he was an entrepreneur and he made a lot of money. And we became like kind of homies. We became bros. And one day, like, he calls me on the phone and he's just like, hey man, my employees just got pulled over by the cops and like I need $500 to pay the ticket. And I was like, okay, well dude, like, we're bros, and like, you know, like, I'll send it to you. And like, this was about 5 or 6 years ago probably today. And I was like, okay, we're bros, so I'll send it to you. And $500, like, to me at the time, like, it was a decent amount of change because I was investing everything I had in my coaching business into my book at the time to really just make it blow up, right? Like, make it do something and start creating income from it. And so I had some change to spare because this was when I just got out of club promoting and I had a lot of money saved up. And give him the $500, right? And he's like, I'll pay you back on Monday, bro. So comes to the Monday and he's like, I text him, I'm just like, well, where's the money basically, right? I'm like, what are we doing here? What are we talking about? And he gave me some bullshit about like, oh, like, you know, something came up, man, like they couldn't do something with the ticket right away. They couldn't process it. So like, just give me till like next Monday or like earlier and I'll give it to you as soon as I got it, man. I was just like, cool, man, whatever. Like, I didn't have any red flags going off in my head before then. And so it comes down to about next Monday and I text him again. I'm just like, dude, like, what's the updates with this, right? Like, what are we doing here? And he's like, oh, like, you know, bullshit, excuse. Next Wednesday, I should have it for sure. Next Wednesday comes around, bullshit starts to pop off. We postpone it to next Monday, next Wednesday, next Friday, etc. And this goes on for like 2 months, right? And so eventually I just got to the point, and this is right before I stopped being like really like that nice guy. And because I was like, oh, like, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. Like, it's my fucking money, right? But I was like, I don't want to step on anybody's toes, man. I don't want to piss anybody off, blah, blah. It's like, it's my money. Like, if it's your money, you have the right to step on somebody's toes if they're fucking around your life. It's like, what if I had children? Like, what if I had family to feed? I needed that $500 was important, right? What if that was the case? Then what would I do? You know, kind of just bend over backwards or just settle, like, bend like a rubber band? You have to think about it from that perspective, right? And I was like, I don't want to step on anybody's toes, so, you know, like, whatever. And then like 2 months go by and I'm just like, why am I dealing with this? Like, this guy's supposed to be my friend. And I was in a group chat with him and like all of our other friends that we had a whole friend group, right? And it comes down to the point where I just texted in the group chat because I started getting like a little bit more angry. I was like, dude, like, you said you'd have it by Monday. What the fuck's going on, right? Like, I started calling it out. So I started to get to that point where I was like, why am I putting up with this behavior from my friend? And got to the point where I called it out in the group chat because he wasn't giving it back. And I was like, hey, like, you guys all know that this dude literally has stolen money from me and he hasn't given it back. And if you guys are going to be okay with this, I think I need to reconsider my friend group and I need to reconsider the people that I associate with. And nobody responded to it. I said, hey, he has till Monday to give this back or I'm cutting each one of you. I'm cutting you guys loose. Like, we're not cool anymore. We're not friends. Don't come bothering me. And so next Monday comes around, they call my bluff basically. They're like, nah, bro, you ain't gonna do shit. It's basically what they said. And I was like, well, next Monday comes around and this dude's like boarding a fucking jet to Arizona, probably with my fucking money, right? And I just left the group chat. Nothing need be more said. And I went on the route right there. That's where I started my coaching business. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make something of myself because they basically indirectly said in that moment, they don't value their relationship with me. You know how much of a slap in the face that is? Like, that's such a fucking slap in the face. Literally, they're basically saying, hey, $500, that's not worth our relationship. You're not even worth $500, dude, but we have our relationship. Because they were disrespecting me by taking my money and never giving it back, right? And granted, I shouldn't have lent it out in the first place, right? So this whole thing is my fault. But then it becomes their fault by not giving it back, right? Because that's their decision. I was like, well, it's my fault to start with because I lent it out. That was my decision. However, my response is also determined by me. So I get to determine how I respond to them doing that. And them taking my money and not giving it back, it's not really about like $500 sounds kind of petty in some ways. But again, I already kind of explained that where it's like, what if you had family to feed, right? Like, you need that money and he's kind of playing around with it. And it wasn't necessarily about the money because I had the money. Obviously, I lent it to him. I lent him enough that I was like, I would be kind of pissed if I lost it. But if I did lose it, never got it back, it's not going to kill me, right? That's smart way of thinking right there. Smart smartest way would be don't lend it to your friends or family. But the one below that is like, okay, well, it's enough to where it's not going to kill you if you don't get it back. And so it wasn't about the money, it was about the principle. Like, you're not giving money back or making any conscious effort to give it back, right? So that's kind of like they're just slapping you in the face at that point. They're like, we don't value you as a friend and we're walking all over you and we're just going to do what we want with you is basically what they're saying right there. So next Monday rolls around, they're boarding a fucking jet to Arizona. And I'm just like, what the fuck, right? So I left the chat, never looked back, and went to building my business. I was like, you know what? Like, you guys basically said that you guys don't value your relationship with me. So I'm going to prove you guys wrong and basically prove to you guys that this is fucking worth it, that I was fucking worth it. So I went to work and built this incredible business. And like literally 5 years later, I'm living in my dream building in Indianapolis, like literally living downtown. Isn't that fucking awesome, dude? A best-selling author now. Literally, I scaled in after my 24th video on TikTok. I literally hit my first 1 million viewed video. People were hating on me. People were making fun of me. They're just like, why am I listening to this skinny dork with glasses talking about girl advice, right? And then we scaled this shit literally to 500K followers. And I think it was like just a couple months. And then literally a million followers the year after that, the next summer after that, we scaled it to 1 million followers. Like, that's pretty incredible. And I don't want to sound like I'm bragging on myself, but it kind of sparked just from that situation with my former friends of being like, well, I'm just not going to take that. And I'm not going to accept that. And I could have rolled over and been like, well, I'm just going to go back and like, I'll eventually get my money back. But I was like, no, like, I want to make something of myself and prove all these motherfuckers wrong. And so the main point of this is that I was alone for a lot of the years of my life after that, because I literally cut off basically all my friends. And I was like, you know what? I need to learn attraction. I need to learn dating. And I need to learn how to make money too. And I went to work on myself, learned natural attraction, obviously from my club promoting mentors. And we went to work and I wrote a book about it and published it, and it became a massive success. But point of that is a man's word is his value, right? And if you say you're going to do something, for example, I said, hey, like, I'm going to cut all you guys off and we're not going to be cool anymore. If I don't see the money by this date and this time, we're done. And I had to be congruent with that, right? Like, I had to be like, okay, well, they're calling my bluff, so I have to do it now. And that needs to be your word as a man as well, is that if someone's going to call your bluff and basically be like, yeah, fuck you, bro, like, we don't value you. And like, especially a woman in your life, dude, like, if a woman's not valuing you and you're chasing her and, you know, she's basically just bullshitting around and fucking around and she's not wanting to be in a relationship with you, you have to have the balls to be like, well, I'm going to go walk away and find something better for me, right? And the funny thing about that is, like, when you actually take that shit seriously and you go to work, all those people come back into your life too. They try to, at least. Literally, all those people that stole money from me or try to be involved in my life, like, literally, dude, they hit me up like multiple times a year. I don't know how they get my new number every single time, man. I change my number like 8 times a second, it seems like, dude. But literally, they get my brand new number and they start texting me again like, hey, bro, so like, do you want to hang out sometime? I'm like, fuck no. Like, you had your chance, right? All my exes in the past, dude, every single ex that I've had, every single girl that rejected me, they see like where I'm at today and they try to come back into my life. I'm just like, absolutely not, dude. Like, I'm happy in my dream relationship, building my business, living in my dream fucking building. Like, isn't that beautiful design building? I was like, I kind of want to buy it one day, to be honest. But I couldn't do that without literally cutting every single one of those people out. It's starting to rain a little bit now, but we're almost done with the video. So I couldn't do this without cutting off every single person from the past and just shutting those doors completely. So I need you guys to do the exact same thing and be a man of your word. And if you say you're going to do something, especially if people are treating you less than what you fucking deserve, you need to walk away from those people, man. And so I really hope that you take this video and you really take that action step to really look at your life right now and analyze the people that are in your life and be like, you know what? I got to get rid of that person. This person's not treating me well, and unfollow them on social media, lose their content, and really fucking clean your life up. Like, literally do like a spring cleaning of your contacts, your social media, and everything. Start from scratch and really build your vision. I'm Selna, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know if you guys actually like these videos, and I'll make more of them.